Hi, Joe Gianelli here. So this video will be on day 3 phone jam. So I'm going to go through some pointers. I'll review some common stump speeches, things to say to reps. They get them making more calls on day 3 of training. You'll see after I go through a bunch of stuff here, video footage from a real training group. Earlier this January, they left training, 13 of them with an average of 12 appointments set up for each of them, and they brought back almost 18 grand their first weekend. So an average of about $1,300 first weekend CPO, and that largely is credited to the 12 appointment average per rep. And so I'll review a couple pointers with you, but then make sure you watch that that footage from day 2 PDI setting up day 3 morning phone jam. Couple things briefly, like structurally. I make sure that they're set up, and in training I talk about that they will be able to make some additional calls. Now I don't do that in a way that then takes away from their hunger and their eagerness to make calls on day 2. I use it as just like, hey, by the way, we will have time to make some extra calls. You're still expected though to fill in your dollar signs today in training or tonight when you go home, depending on what type of day 2 PDI program or day 2 phone time program you're on. Now the particular footage you'll see, I didn't have to really deal so much with the objections of it's too early on Saturday and all that stuff, because that group they were just fired up, ready to go, and so I'm going to role play some of it with you now, and I'll also post the document with it typed up word for word. So depending on what the group needs, if they're ready to go and they're eager, you don't need to beat it to death. Sometimes you really have to manage their opinion of morning phone time, and I'll role play for you how to do that in a bit. By the way, every Saturday morning before day 3, I have either a key staff meeting or some sort of phone jam with existing reps. So they'll be in like 9 to 9:45, and then they get on the phone at like 9:45. New training group comes in. They see those guys and gals making calls. It's even easier for them to get going, obviously. So here's I'll role play the document for you. Again, you can just read along. Let me find where this is. Okay, here, good. So the idea is the action is Saturday morning phone calls, day 3 phone calls. That's the action. You got to go ahead and influence the rep's opinion of that action. Their opinion's either going to be it's comfortable or it's uncomfortable. If it's uncomfortable, they're not eager to make more calls. If their opinion is this is comfortable, this makes sense, this works, otherwise Joe wouldn't be telling me to do it, then they'll make calls. So the action's always going to be the same. It's making calls on a Saturday morning. Their opinion is influenced by you as the sales manager. So it's like, hey gang, remember I told you yesterday you'd have a chance to book up more demos when you came into training today. And so Saturday morning is the best time to make more calls. You guys are going to dive in a little bit here. First and foremost, I want to make sure you guys are comfortable and confident making the calls. You understand why it works and why I'm having you do it, and just why it makes sense, again, for it to work. So last night you probably called somebody, they either weren't home or that you needed to call them back or whatever. So this is when you're going to do that. It's totally okay to call people on a Saturday morning. That's why a lot of people are already here for our key staff meeting making calls on Saturday mornings. Personally, because of my internship, way back when, I had to make tons of calls Saturday morning to be able to average $2,000 in sales per week for myself. A couple of reminders: people with children, those kids are up as we speak. So one of the fears is I'm waking people up. It's just not real, because people with children, they're already up watching cartoons. Being that it's already 10 a.m., kids have been up since 6, 7 a.m., and their parents aren't letting the kid run around the house with like a fork and a light socket or an electrical plug or something. So the parents are up alongside their children. The other thing to keep in mind, even if they don't have young kids, middle-aged people, our target market, they're up already because their bodies are used to waking up early. Who here has a parent that gets to work by 8 or 9 a.m. every day? Well, they got to get up early in order to be at work. My dad, for like 30 plus years, got up at like 4:45 a.m. I'm not saying your parents get up that early, but because he got up early for like 30 to 40 years, his body won't even let him sleep in anymore. Evidence of that: who here, when you left today, your parents were already awake? Exactly. More people are like that. Plus, middle-aged people, they're more fresh in the morning than they are even at the nighttime sometime. Who here, when you drove in, there's a bunch of people on the road. So those people are already out and about, which is why I want to kind of get through this whole spiel I'm doing with you here and get you on the phone, because because every 15 minutes that goes by, more people are leaving their house, and it's going to be harder for you to get a hold of them. And again, you want to strike while the iron's hot. You want to put them in your schedule this weekend, guys, while they're still at home right now before they get in their car and go anywhere. Kind of like you got in your car and came here to get to training. You get the point. So every week we book up extra appointments in day 3. As you guys know, I told you that story about a few Januaries ago. That group of reps, they were number 1 in the nation because 50 of them booked up on average of 5 additional appointments for each of them on day 3. So those 50 already had a bunch of appointments. Came to day 3, booked up an extra 250, which is why they did so well and they were nationally ranked. A good individual example of that would be Megan Martino. When she sold $10,000 for her fast start, so she's on the plaque, a 10K fast starter, she only had 3 appointments set up Friday night because she's a waitress. So we set her up to do a big Saturday morning phone time, like you guys are about to do. She booked up 11 additional appointments Saturday morning. Her day 3, just like you guys are in day 3 now, and so she left with 14 appointments lined up, even though she came to train with only 3. And so the additional column you see in the back here, guys, that's where, so if it was Megan, she would have 3 in the already set up a column. She had then put 11 in new appointments, and she had a new total of 14. You also want to get more appointments booked up so you guys can hit your first promotion right away. The mission is to have you guys average that by Monday midnight. More appointments is what's going to allow you to do that. You also want to really fill your day with appointments. It always annoyed me when I had the intention of working all day with Cutco, but I only had 1 or 2 appointments booked up. But yet, to do those 1 or 2 appointments, I had to get all dressed up and ready to go. It's like putting on a tux for a 15-minute party. It's like, So I'd rather, if I'm going to spend a day working with Cutco or doing demos, I want to make sure it's a full day. So as you know from yesterday, 5 appointments a day or demos a day really is the champion's way. So if you have an appointment today at 5 and another one not until 8, you're going to want to get that 6:30 appointment in place there and really build the momentum, obviously. You want to make sure you're impacting your first paycheck. As you guys know, everything you do from now till Monday midnight, you get paid a minimum of whatever the base pay is. But obviously, we're going to manage you this weekend through PDI to get sales. You will get orders, so you're going to want to strengthen that first paycheck and drive up your commission as high as possible this first weekend. You never know when you'll get your first homemaker or your first ultimate. So you're going to want to, again, get those additional appointments booked up. To really motivate you guys, we have a couple of contests that are up for grabs. First and foremost, as you know, the assignment is 6. Get to at least 10 and you win blank. You can decide what it is. In the video, you see I give a lot of cash, but I have a bit deeper pockets than most branches. So you could just come up with something, guys. And then get to 15 and you win a piece of Cutco or whatever. That's leaving training with totals. Now, anybody who books up at least 4 or 5 more, depending on what you want to do in your office, is also in a drawing for whatever. And I purposely do that so if a rep already has 10 to 12, I want to make sure they're eager to get additional appointments, 4 or 5 more. And if a rep only has 4, I obviously still want them to be driven to additional appointments. So I have the contest for a certain amount, the assignment, the 10, the 15, but then I also have a contest for an additional 4 or 5, depending on what you want to do. Couple of pointers after you get it, so you're shaped them now. They understand it, it works, but you got to review a couple of key things when it comes to phone time. I go, guys, make sure you're offering 2 times. Don't talk about the product or telemarket. If somebody says I can't afford it or I don't want to buy anything, it means we started marketing it, guys. Again, that's not what we want to be doing. Make sure you have them write it down because you're not going to be able to call before you go. So I'll review the firming up with them. So just review the key tips on how to be effective with the phone before they dive in. At that point, the key is just to get your first rabbit. Now, you have some evidence ready because the key staffers are there, or, well, for me, it's the faster group from the week before. Those key staff candidates are there. So there's evidence that it works, but you want to get at least 1 new person in training group to get that first appointment lined up and they put up on the board. You'll see in the video, I get 1 or 2 right away, and then it's like a chain reaction. It's like everybody's doing it. So you kind of want to linger and hang out and encourage and nudge. You'll see in the video, I had to encourage a few times to get it going. And once I got it going, there was a great momentum. We usually do about an hour and a half of phone time, so 10 to 10:30 or 11:30, but still get training done, still do PR calls. I mean, you just have a tight agenda. You have your agenda list of things to do. So a good hour and a half, put into the phone jam to really drive up the number of appointments because I knew that I was going to make sure they sold on them. I knew through first weekend PDI and just through having a quality training, completed, they were going to get sales. All right, so make sure you watch the video right after the 2 clips right after this, or video clips from day 2 PDI, and then there's a couple of clips. Then there's a clip from the actual Saturday morning, like again.
Depending on what time you get done with dinner. If you do add a few more, just let me know about them. Tomorrow morning. You definitely want to. I mean, in an ideal world, why put off till tomorrow when you can get done today, obviously. But at the end of the day, too, if there's people that you're not sure about their schedule, then tomorrow we'll do calls. Saturday morning is a great time because people get up pretty early if they're 9 to 5 people, 8 to 4 people, so their bodies aren't used to sleeping in. And Saturday morning, you want to catch them before they go out and about. Okay, so you would need bring definitely phone numbers with you. Bring your phone charger so that you're ready to make calls. Bring food with you. Obviously, we go from 10 to 4:30, and then bring. What I would say tonight, at least once, at least twice, read out loud page 15, which is the referral approach, the upper part. I want you guys to get a head start on that. So, while you're in bed or something, page 15 would be the one. You have plenty of time to get page 8 to 9 down pat, between now and your 10th demonstration. But the referrals is really what we want to get people stable with as soon as possible. So that would be my advice there. Okay, any questions? Okay, so I'll close you out for the night. So far you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you have 7 appointments? Okay, cool. So that puts you in second place. Okay, Steve's got 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's got 11. Okay, groovy. And then the contest will still be for tomorrow, meaning 10 will get you to $20, and 15 appointments, you get whatever piece of cucko you want under $100 in value. All right, so be prepared to make calls tomorrow. All right, Juliet.
Finish strong. Let's get a phone jam going. All right, we're going to, for those of you guys coming in for training, got to put your name up on the board. That's attendance right here. Write down how many demos you already have. Okay, so you got name. You got number of appointments, APPTS. Yeah, I think, whatever, it's fine. Number of appointments you already have. This would be new appointments because you're going to start to make more calls right now. And then this would be like, we're going to find out your final total when we're done making calls. Okay, don't forget, what's a couple things? What's the assignment? Minimum of what? 6 equals assignment. Okay, 10 gets you what? $20, okay? This is just for the people who are day 3 of training today, okay? All right, you guys, you get paid a lot of commission from the company. Rock on. All right? So, and then 15 appointments gets you what? No, piece of cucko. Okay, under $100. Yeah, less than $100. Would it be less than? Yeah, okay. Less than or equal to? Oh yeah, good. I remember that from math. Yeah. All right. So 6 appointment assignment. 10 is the $20. I gotta go to the cash machine. Awesome. And then 15 appointments is a piece of cucko under $100. And you're gonna put your name, how many appointments, and then we're gonna hit the freaking ground running. Our mission is to have you guys average at least how many per each of you set up before you leave here. Remember the number 10? Thanks, guys, for remembering. Awesome. So it means everybody who's at 7, somebody else has to be at what? 13. You guys get out of the average works, okay? So everybody at 7, somebody else has to make up for it. Whoever gets the most will get the comfy chair and get my respect and will be the man or the woman in my eyes. All right? Awesome. All right, guys, let's get the hands in. We'll end the meeting with that. And then the people who are here, you're about to start your meeting, okay? For those of you guys finished up, get the hands. Come on. Oh, get the hands in. You guys too. I know they were here for key staff leadership, but we always take advantage of the whole power thing. Come on. You're on the team. Get in here.
You too. Yeah.
Yeah, we always take advantage of the opportunity to promote power with power. That's our team name, man. Play like a champion. Start to have the team embody certain things. The characteristics we were talking about in leadership meeting, like, strength, honor, pride, team spirit, fun, love, all that stuff. Don't really, not the love in the traditionals. You guys, my point, okay? All right, meaning love your fellow man, okay? You guys got it? All right? You need to respect each other. That's what we want to embody as an organization, okay, guys? So on the count of 3, power with power. 1, 2, 3, power! Okay. All right, guys, let's hit the ground run. Let's get on the phone. If you're here for training today, update the board. Let me get this chair out of the way.
Yeah, somewhere.
All right, we're going to be making calls for a while, guys, okay? So we're diving in, making phone calls. Okay, so you're just coming in, name on board, how many appointments you already have set up. Guys, let's do this quick. Come on, let's get on the phone. Make sure you have your phone approach, your schedule, and then offer 2 times and firm up. Always offer 2 times. Don't go, what's good for you? Please do not turn these into telemarketing calls. Some of you guys were doing that yesterday from me speaking to you. All right, customer, if they say I don't have enough money, that means you started talking about what too much? money and the product. You guys get that? If somebody says I don't have a lot of money, that means you turned it into a marketing call. Okay? So again, you got name, number of appointments so far. We're gonna do six is the assignment, 10 is $20, 15 is a piece of cacao. By the way, anybody who books up at least 4 new appointments while being here, we're gonna do a drawing for $20. Okay? It's not an automatic winner, just a drawing for $20. I want to give you guys incentive to add more right now. So, yeah, if you're cut Juliet, you're gonna come up here. Oh, you already did. You rock. Okay, good. All right, Ollie, you're up there as well. Peter, you up yet on the board here? Allie, you gotta get up on the board here. Okay, good. All right. So, again, name, number, appointment so far, and then you can use any room you guys like. You could be in here. You could be in the middle room. I wouldn't use the bathroom. But hey, whatever works. I'm down. So, number of appointments so far, and then
Is it before Monday or?
no. Number of appointments just anywhere in the schedule. Okay, an appointment is just a agreed upon time and location. So that's what that is. Okay, guys. So 6 is the assignment. 10 is $20. 15 piece of cacao. Listen, just so there's clarity. Listen up for a second. Anybody who adds 4 more starting now, regardless of what you already have, add 4 more. You're in a drawing for $20. Okay. That's not an automatic winner. So technically, you could do 10, get 20 automatically, and then be drawn, and that's another $20. Okay. So if you already have, even if you have 12, adding 4 more, Steve, you'll be in the drawing for $20. Okay. But you already earned 20, so that's good. And then whoever gets the most names will get a comfy chair. Steve's leading the way with sales in the last week's group, so he gets a comfy chair and make calls. All right, ready to go. Let's make some calls. Here you go.
Acquaintance approach?
Yeah, I'm dropping caps here.
What
Dropping
is acquaintance
bombs.
approach is that?
Here, let's get some extra. And then you gotta grab the PI sheets and then jam out PI. You know what I mean? Okay, let's get some minor tunes going and then let's jam out. So guys, you should have a list of people that weren't home yesterday, right? You should have a bunch of people that you attempted to call, and again, answer machine picked up or whatever, right? Or maybe they were in the middle of running or something. You got to call them back. All right, so this is prime time to make calls, and then we're going to do, is everybody on the board now that's starting today? Okay, so we're not at the average of 10 yet. Do you guys get that? Okay, so the mission is to get to 10. Last week's group got to 9. The office record, we once had a group that had almost 13 per person. All right, that would really be jamming, all right? So I'll throw that out there to you guys as a challenge. Lower the volume here a bit. Okay, so again, phone approach, schedule, offer 2 times, guys. Let's get going. If you want to stand and do it, that's fine. Get some energy. But you gotta actually be carrying stuff around with you though to do that. Okay, we're gonna make calls for a while, guys. This is the opportunity to do that. If you need to use one of the computers to look up names, okay. If you want to look up, you guys, you can use whitepages.com. All right, if you need to get a hold of some additional people, utilize that resource. If you're not, you're limiting your potential. And then as you get additional ones, guys, put them on the boards. We create excitement and competition. It's hey, we're rocking. You want to feed off each other is what you're doing, guys, okay? Feed off each other. Got it? Awesome. Okay, so update to see the new additional column. Very cool. And do tally markers, Lee.
Okay.
Great job. Oh, crap. Another one, Wes? Super duper. Okay. Love it.
You don't gotta get anything, so I just want to do a 15th one for Monday.
Actually, all right, Pete, good job.
Yeah.